October 18th, what is one thing that we really need to understand about bass in the late fall to be able to find them and to catch them? Good morning, guys and girls. Good morning. October 18, reading from a Catch a Better Life book on the Catch a Better Life channel on YouTube. If you are not subscribed to this channel, please go in there and subscribe to this channel right now. We're looking at Hebrews 12:1. Hebrews, that is the channel that where the woman said that the Bible tells us that the man should make the coffee in the household. So, men, make your wives some coffee this morning. Hebrews 12:1. Hebrews 12:1. Let us run with endurance the race that is set before us. Can't run anybody else's race. Let us run with endurance the race that is set before us. I haven't read this, so let me see what I wrote about this. Years ago, BASS, Bass Angler Sportsman Society, had the brilliant idea that we should combine bass fishing tournaments with bass boat racing. After all, we all love to race and had bass boats that would practically fly. BASS tried it a couple of tournaments, but it went over like a lead balloon as serious competition for the public. It was really, a lot of people kind of thought we were crazy running around 70 miles an hour in those boats anyway, so it didn't really work out. I got to admit, though, all the competitors loved it. All the competitors really loved the bass boat racing in competition and tied into a bass fishing tournament, but it didn't work very well. Two things grabbed me in today's verse. One is that we each need to run our own race that God has given us. God has given you a race to run in this life. He's given me a race to run. He has a plan for each and every one of us. Don't worry about somebody else's race. Don't worry about whatever race I'm running. One of the problems that we have is we're always worried about the other person. We won't run all the race of a Major League Baseball player, an NBA star. We won't all be a preacher. We won't all be the president. God gave you and me our own special races. The second is we have to give it all we got, and we got to never give up. Whatever race we are running, I'm just a poor country fisherman. That's what I do. And we've been doing that old fishing show on television 47 years. 47 years. One of the top 4 or 5 longest running shows in the history of television with the same host. If you throw out the soap operas where they've been running for 50 years or so, Bill Dance is the longest running show on television with one single host. The longest running show. Roland Martin second, and I guess would be third. Jesus ran his race knowing the finish line was the cross. Think about that. Jesus ran his race his whole life, and he only lived to be 33 years old on this earth, knowing that cross was waiting at the end. Jesus knew that in advance. However, walking out of that grave was the victory. Eternity and heaven was the prize. Same for you and me. Let's race. Let's race. Oh, I love it. I love it. Here's our fishing tip for today. Fish often suspend out away from the bank in late fall. Late fall is the time when we do have a lot of suspending fish. We have a lot of suspending fish. One of the reasons is they run around and shad come to the surface a lot this time of the year, and the fish run around out there in schools chasing those shad around, so they're suspended. A bass is really suspended all the time. They don't really ever hardly lay where they're touching anything. They got water all around them, so they're suspended. But they're usually suspended around brush and boat docks and drop-offs and ledges and things like that. But we're talking about here just open water. The water may be 10, 12, 15, 20, 30 feet deep. The fish may be 4 or 5 foot down. Is that all? So keep that in mind when you're fishing. So if you're fishing shorelines, which we often fish a lot in the fall, I certainly do anyway, because of the fact the water's cooling down, colder nights, cooler afternoons, the water's cooling down, a little less sunshine on the water as the days are getting shorter. As that water cools down, a lot of those fish move shallow. We want to catch them up there on spinner baits, buzz baits, frogs, all that kind of stuff. But there's a lot of fish that are suspended out away from the bank. So as you're going down the bank, one good rule of thumb might be occasionally turn around and throw back out behind the boat. Just turn around and throw back behind the boat. Many times you're going to catch a fish out there doing that. Guys and girls, go out there and have you a great one. And remember, I sure do love you.